Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, July 20th. We have thunderstorms pushing in again through most of the region. Debris flows remain a concern. Fire danger gradually lessening, especially in the south, but we do still have some concerns in northern areas, which have been drying out a little bit. But lots of precipitation still continuing. A little hotter and drier in our far western areas. That's been a concern. The monsoonal moisture does start spreading from Utah into parts of Nevada, especially tomorrow. Some heavier precipitation and some flash flooding there. In between all of that, there could be some channeled winds across parts of the Snake River Plain, given by the orange there. Humidity not quite critically dry, maybe in the low 20% range, but just to keep in mind, we do have a large incident there outside of Boise. The Claremont fire and similar winds getting funneled kind of out of a northwest trajectory out of parts of the Snake River Plain, but we continue with that monsoonal moisture and that higher humidity, which can be seen quite readily here on the satellite imagery. And you can see actually some drier air pushing into parts of eastern Utah. The heaviest plume of monsoonal moisture starting to shift more towards Nevada. Overall, we had another decent day of precipitation, a fair amount of lightning again, so IA, I should say, getting remaining high, but nothing really growing rapidly in this very moist environment. And the 7-day rain totals just keep getting heavier. A lot more of that green, which is a ½ inch to over an inch of rain across a good portion of southern Utah, and even parts of northern Utah and the Uintas had some torrential rains on and off the last couple of days, and starting to see some of that in the Sierra and the higher terrain of Nevada as well. It's going to get accentuated up there, and you see the percent of normal on the right-hand side. They did have a fair amount of initial attack given by the red circles through here. You see our large incidents from the Babylon fire to the Cottonwood to the Stookie and Claremont up to the north. And overall, our ERC point map and our shading for the PSAs does show that moistening trend across southern areas. We do see kind of that drier air mass shifting further north now into parts of Idaho. Fortunately, they will get some precipitation in the coming days. Large-scale pattern, high pressure over Colorado will kind of build southwards over the next 3 days. We do see a plume of moisture. The way that the high is pivoting, it's going to push some drier air into parts of eastern Utah. The next couple of days, you see that here, and the heaviest monsoonal moisture, the deepest moisture, will start shifting eastwards. So we will start to see some gradual moistening, especially by Wednesday. The PSAs go to the yellow in a lot of those areas. Winds, a lot of the winds that you see here that are in the purple are just outflow boundaries from thunderstorms. They last maybe 20 minutes. There's a gusty one up here, so this could be kind of an issue, but the humidity will be fairly high. And you can see the humidity for today into the mid-teens in some of our western areas, but even there'll be moistening as some of that monsoonal moisture deepens in the coming days and staying very high. These are minimum humidity values here in Utah, still in the 40, 50, 60% range. Day-by-day precipitation today on Monday, kind of spreading area-wise into Nevada and getting heavier across parts of the higher terrain of Nevada on Tuesday, and there's still some good monsoonal rain bursts in the higher terrain of Utah. It looks like that moisture kind of pivots back eastwards, and looks like the central Idaho mountains, especially the Salmon Chalice area, gets in on it with some pretty good precipitation, as well as western Wyoming and eastern Idaho, moderate to heavy rains across the high mountains of Utah. And then further down the road, the high kind of slackens a little bit. We have a little low pressure wave, and that's going to increase the wind gradient. It's going to actually push in some drier air, you see by this tannish shade. So towards the end of the period, we do have some concerns for winds and lower humidity trends as we go into that time period. We can see that on our 7-day where we're drying out across our western areas of Idaho and northwest Nevada, and we continue to see the humidity drying out across western areas, and by Saturday, fairly low humidity across a wide portion of the Nevada and into Idaho. So we'll have to watch some of those winds. You can see them up here, gusting near 30. Precipitation starts to wane as we go through that period as well. And some of the things up on our 7-day, we don't have any high risk. Still very moist across our southern areas. That area actually expands towards midweek. and then we start seeing that drying trend pretty pronounced across western parts of Idaho and northwest Nevada as we go towards the end of the week and into the weekend. Long range outlook, 6 to 10 day temperatures above normal, although maybe some cooling in far western areas. Still some monsoonal influence, but it'll be mainly in eastern areas and probably not as strong as it has been recently. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.